Three burnt bodies have been found in a looted building in the Durban CBD. This as cleanup operations continue in that area following this month's unrest. Our senior reporter, Dasen Thathiah, is on the ground, live to us outside that store. Dasen, thank you so much for your time. What more do we know about these bodies that were found in that store?
Well, Clement, let me start with this. Those three bodies that you're talking about were just removed from this area a short while ago, about 20 minutes ago. They were brought through this door that you see behind me. It's now been cordoned off. It's one of the stores that was affected by the looting and the unrest here about 2 to 3 weeks ago. So there were reports that were given to police by assessors that had come to this building now to take a look at the damage that was caused. They had then informed police that they had suspected that there were bodies that were inside this building. They had then left, and the police search and rescue teams had come out here to establish exactly what had happened. So what we've learned from talking to those at the scene is that the bodies were actually found in the upper part of this building. You'll also see the aftermath of the fire damage here. The roof of this building is now black. A lot of the top story is completely destroyed. We have seen pictures of what the inside looks like, and there is very little that is left there at all. And these remains then, Clement, were found in between all of that debris and that rubble that is up there. Now, although they have recovered 3 bodies, there's no confirmation that those are the only ones in this building. And the reason for that is because the search and rescue teams were forced to leave because they had established that the building was not structurally safe any longer. So they had to go. As I said, the area has been cordoned off, and now the next step will be for the city's engineering unit to come in and secure the building. And it's perhaps at that point that a more thorough search would be done.
Yeah, and I suppose it's at that point, Dasen, that we'll have more information as well from the authorities, because I imagine the investigation then will have to unfold. Was the shop particularly locked? Was it closed? I mean, because I'm trying to understand here how these bodies were somehow left in this shop that seemingly appeared like it had actually been locked.
That's right. So what we've managed to establish so far, and I'll just say at this point that police haven't spoken officially about this to us yet, but what we've established from being here on the ground and talking to those that are here as well as those that work in this vicinity, it would appear that after the looting took place in the store and after that fire, it was then locked. As you can see, there were padlocks that were on the doors. Some parts of the door were also replaced, I guess, to secure the store. But the state in which the store was at the time was left as it was. As I mentioned, from the pictures that we could see, there is very little left of the upper floor, and I imagine that it's a similar situation down below. From what we could see when the doors were open and peeking inside, we could see that was completely trashed as well. So I guess it was a case of locking up and then waiting for things to settle down before the assessors came in to establish the extent of the damage.
All right, Dasen, let's wait to hear more from the authorities, and hopefully during the course of the day we'll have more information on what really transpired here and whether or not there are in fact additional bodies inside that store. We cannot say if the 3 are the only bodies that were found there. The engineers, the people that recovered the bodies have had to, as Dasen explained, they've had to stop and leave the building after realizing it's not structurally sound.